select to share my screen with you. As you know, topic for today's training is text and email marketing design. How to make the most of that marketing design. Your messages are very easy to read and formatted very well for your members, as well as obviously you want to avoid those spam filters. You want delivery to be as successful as possible. So you'll notice looking at my screen that I am logged in to the ClubSoft system, and a couple of notes I always make when we start these trainings. First, I am logged in as an administrator, so I can see all, do all. If either of you ladies try to log in to do something in marketing and are not able to see or do something we go over today, just go ahead and check with your system administrator to get those security or settings or permissions set up.
Okay.
We're using the most recent version of ClubSoft in our demonstration system. So there are, potentially could be some updates that you haven't run. I do recommend that if, again, there's something that's not in sync when you go in to look at these marketing tools, that you contact support at clubsoftusa.com, and just have them make sure you've got the latest updates and the latest version of the product. In terms of marketing, I'm just going to choose that marketing button on the left to go into the area. And again, realizing that some of this information may be known to you, I want to go ahead and just rehash again the terminology between campaigns, templates, and the wizard.
Okay.
A campaign is actually an instance of sending an email. However, for tracking purposes, we could have a campaign where we combine multiple email messages. And I'll give you an example. Let's say that we have a big fall wine dinner planned. We might send an email about it today, and then we might send another email about it next week, and then we might send another email about it 2 weeks later. A campaign will let us track those messages separately or together. So I can see that I sent 3 emails to 30 people each time, and see kind of how many of those emails were opened and read and so on. Or I could see one campaign with those combined, 90 emails were sent out, and here's the total. As far as the decision, if you're ever in doubt, create a new campaign every time you send an email. And in terms of this screen, this is a great summary screen for seeing how many emails were sent, how many were read, etc. But it's not something that I'd ever go to create. You can create a campaign in the first step of the wizard, and it just makes sense. If you're creating a campaign every time you send an email, just do it when you send the email. Kind of makes sense to just do it all together. So campaigns, this area is really just an area for you to see a quick summary of the name of the campaign, how many messages were sent, read, and then that read percent. And as you might imagine, our demo system is a little bit low on those percents because we're sending emails to things like George Clooney at AOL.com. So that's why we've got sort of lower percentages. I'd say on average, clubs really want to be above that 50% range on read messages. There's always going to be some email addresses that are bad or outdated, things like that. But you really want to try to make sure that that your membership is receiving and being able to read and view those messages. Some clubs we have them as high as 80, 90, 95%. Others range around 40 to 50%. It's pretty broad. It really depends on how clean your email list is.
Yeah, ours has been running about 30% right now, so
and too, if you get those bounce back messages, make sure to clean up those member records. So if you get a message return that says, I couldn't deliver a message to George Clooney at AOL.com, we might want to take that email address out of the system or look up Mr. Clooney, give him a call and say, Mr. Clooney, we haven't been able to deliver your email. Do you have an updated email address?
Right. Yeah, we're working on cleaning that system up right now.
Yeah, exactly. Good. So it takes time. We've even done it ourselves with our own ClubSoft system over the last couple of months. The first time we sent an email, we had to clean up like 40 email addresses. The second time we had 10. The third time we had about 4 or 5. So each time we do it, we kind of clean up that list. And now we hardly ever get any bounced messages because of that.
Yeah, ours is going to be a work in progress for a while. But that's okay.
Now, in terms of the email process, there's really 2 steps that I recommend. The first step is go to Manage Templates, design your email. The second step is to go to the marketing wizard to actually send that email once it's ready, once the design's ready and it looks good. Now, there's lots of option in terms of templates. There's no limit as to how many templates you can have. I know that most clubs are making use of either templates that ClubSoft has provided or just even their own. Sometimes we'll create sort of a letterhead style. It's October, so of course I'm going to pull up my Halloween template. And I want to bring up a couple of things in terms of the design. I really recommend in all cases that at the top of that email, I don't care if it's an update for Halloween, a weekly or monthly update, if it's a notice about somebody's bill, your club logo should be prominently displayed at the top or the top left corner of any email you send out. You want members, when they immediately open that message, to see that logo and immediately know this is from the club. Ideally, you also want your club name in the subject of the email as well. So we're sending an email from Ben Golf and Country Club. I'd say Ben Golf and Country Club Halloween update. That way, right at the front of that email, we have, again, identification that this is from the club. And you can get as fun as you want in terms of your graphics, things like that. Looking at this particular template, I do want to point out a few basics. First, at the top, we have the ability to name the template. This is something that only you and I see as administrators. So if you wanted to create a template name that's called Sandy's Favorite Template, it's fine. It's only something that we'll see in the backside. Also, we can create templates for both email and text message. A text message template, though, doesn't have any formatting, so it's just that generic sort of text message that you're creating. We have a lot of clubs create text messages. They could be something sort of this, maybe a template for sort of a standard message. Remember, the club will be closed for such and such holiday date, or we have a frost delay on the golf course this morning, to even things like, as a reminder, registration closes for our New Year's event on Friday. Call such and such number to make your reservations today. So you can do those text messages as well, and that, of course, will deliver a message to your members' cell phones, obviously, if they're available in your system. Additionally, you have the ability to put in sort of information from the database to personalize these emails, and this is where the real value for formatting emails in ClubSoft comes in, because everything's real time. If we enter new members, if we've got new information, it's all stored here. So instead of on my Halloween update saying, "Dear member," we're saying, "Dear Mr. Smith," "Dear Mr. Jones." I'm entering the title and the last name. If I wanted to also insert the first name, I'd simply enter that option here from the right. It works a lot like a mail merge program, really. You're selecting what information you want to load to the page. So in terms of what things are available, under member, you'll see members kind of highlighted in gold here. These are some of the most common fields we use. We can insert member number, birth date, title or prefix. We have clubs using one or the other typically in their systems. That's going to be your Mr., Mrs., Dr., Reverend, etc. So you may want to make a note of which one you're using, particularly for your club. First, middle, last name, suffix, obviously junior, senior. I can add suffix here if there is no suffix. So most of our members are probably Bob Jones, Tom Smith, and such. If there is no suffix, it just simply won't insert that there. I think it inserts like a little space, and that's all. Then we have the web username and password. We can also insert their wedding anniversary. I do want to make a note for the birth date and the wedding anniversary. The way that that inserts is just the month and the day. So it just puts in January 13, February 4, October 2. So it doesn't give the year when you're inserting that in, and that usually works to our advantage when we want to send like a little happy birthday email or notification. Other fields, we have an option to do custom fields. This is going to be different for every single club, and you'll see in our demo system, as you might imagine, we've got a lot of different things that have been tried. License plate number, brand of irons, shoe size, business name, work order, reminder, shirt size, really all of those different things. A lot of times I'll see also education information, college attended, graduated, etc. So all those custom fields, any fields that you're tracking that are unique to your particular club are going to show up here. Member financial is going to be those, again, those financial numbers, current 30, 60, 90 day, total balance due, and then minimum information. Do you have minimums at the club now?
We do not.
If you did, it would show the total minimum amount, unspent, and so on. And a lot of times we'll have clubs enter, your current unspent minimum is, $43.67.
Sure. But that's something we don't require at this time.
So a couple of other things then. We'll go under Member Financial to System. We can also have the system put in our club website address, our club name, phone number, or email sent date. Truth be told, these are all very simple things to simply type in. We can type in Ben Golf and Country Club, the Petroleum Club of Fort Worth, etc. But if you want the system to put it in for you, you can. Additionally, we have the ability to link to any custom web page, so any web page, any page on your website, in addition to any module on your website, things like the calendar, the photo gallery, the roster or directory, and so on. So these are all things that are options as well. And I did skip one area. It's here at the top. It's attachments. This is going to give you the ability to link to any documents that you've uploaded to the website. So it's great to be able to link directly to your membership application or your employment application. And if I wanted to insert that, I'd simply just grab that, and it would literally put a link to employment application here. If you ever want to remove a field, you decide you don't want to use it, you can just highlight it and then just delete it right there.